Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another Arweave update. We want to quickly take a look at the price chart as it's communicating something that is amazing to us. So we want to take a closer look from even a shorter time frame perspective. Then we will tie it to a bigger time frame perspective and come up with a clear picture on what exactly we have on the Arweave price. So before I get into the content, I just want to kindly ask you to help me spread this video by delicately tapping the like button, because it really helps with the YouTube algorithm. People looking for content like this will now be able to find this video much more easily. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel just yet, I would encourage you to do so, really, because I do TA on Arweave every now and then. And without me running my mouth too much, let's quickly jump into the price. Let's start here on a daily time frame. What we can see is we are sort of stuck in a range, right? Look at this. We have got resistance at the top, and then at the very bottom, we also have got somewhat of a horizontal support right here. So we are in a range at the moment. And when you look back, you can see that, yeah, you could actually extend this resistance back here, and you can see it's a major resistance line. Obviously, you can see how reactionary this line is, and the specific price that I'm talking about is something like $6.20 or something like that. Obviously, it's a slight range. Maybe you could say $6.30 all the way up there. So that's our resistance in the immediate short term. Taking a look at our support levels, we are looking at something like $5.50, right? $5.50 thereabout, and you can see that we have some nice bounces showing up right here and a good daily candle. If you would go to a 4-hourly time frame, you can easily see that yes, we are having a good size bounce there, right? So the price has already gone up something like 6% from here. The wise thing to do here was to buy the support right around $5.50, and maybe you can sell at the top of the range. But right now, I personally wouldn't take any action because we are right in the middle of that zone, right? So it's actually termed like the dumb money zone, because literally in this mid-range here, the price can essentially, wreck people. Like this is where the market takes like the most money from the most number of people, right? So I think here there isn't any action that I can be doing, in my honest opinion. So I'll just rather be waiting for confirmation of a break and close above something like $6.30 out of this range, right? And maybe we can take some action after that, right? So are there any indications that we are going to continue to the upside here? Let me quickly take you back to the daily time frame and show you a couple of indicators here. So on a daily time frame here, taking a look at the stochastic RSI, you can see here that we are already in the oversold region. So what it means is, in the immediate short term, there is limited downward momentum on the price. So we could actually be reversing like shortly, right? Taking a look at the MACD here, I mean, there isn't really a clear picture, but what we can do is we can quickly go to a weekly time frame and have a bigger time frame perspective. So on a weekly time frame, we end up having a clearer picture with the indicators. You can see here with the stochastic RSI that there is still room for growth to the upside here, and that could actually be indicating that, you know what, there is still a push to the upside. So we could eventually break that resistance that we have. And also with the MACD, you can see that growth has actually started coming back to the market. So you can see that we are still in the early stages, yes, but there is some growth that is starting to build up here on the MACD, and that's actually something that is positive in my own opinion. But I think the most important thing would be the RSI. Let me quickly show you here the RSI. Now, what you notice with this indicator is that price has been setting new lows on a weekly time frame here, but we actually have been setting higher lows on the RSI, and that's something that is called bullish divergence, right? So we have the RSI building to the upside, but at the same time, we have the price going to the downside, and this can be an indication that in the immediate short term, we could see the price also trying to follow up what the RSI is doing. But that's not the most bullish thing that we have on the price side. Let me quickly take you back to a daily time frame and show you this amazing structure that we have. You can easily see a Wyckoff accumulation pattern, right? So if you're watching for the very first time, let me go ahead and give you a background of what the Wyckoff accumulation pattern is, right? So basically, this is a schematic of a Wyckoff accumulation. These Wyckoff accumulation patterns may differ from one price to the next one, but the general idea is still the same, that you have got phase A, phase B, phase C, phase D, phase E. And in these phases, you start off with prices going to the downside here. You get your initial support, where we call it the preliminary support. And then after that, you eventually get a massive rejection. Usually, this rejection is accompanied by bad news, and the market, very bad news actually. So sentiment is really, really low at this point at the selling climax. But the big guys always come and they buy up the market in what is known as an automatic rally, right? Then you can have a secondary test back to the selling climax that you have had. You can have multiple secondary tests near the bottom of the structure, also having automatic rallies to the top. So the price will just be ranging in between the support and the resistance here before you get somewhat of a click here, where there'll be very slow downward movement here, but the net movement is to the downside before you accelerate that downward momentum in what is known as a spring, and this is usually the last checkout price, so that's the lowest point, and after that you are in for like an amazing bull market, right? So I'm going to go back to the Arweave price set and show you exactly where we are here. So you can see that here we have already had our preliminary support here. Let's go ahead and highlight it. So we have had our preliminary support right here. Now this is your selling climax. You have your automatic rally back to the top of the trading range here before you have another secondary test. Here you can see that you come closer to your selling climax before you head for another test of the the trading range there, before eventually price gets another rejection. That's your secondary test in phase B here, and then you head for that creek that I was talking about, where price is just going slowly but surely to the downside right here. Eventually you get that massive spring right here that marks the lowest point on the price set, and what is expected here is upward price momentum to kick off a new bull market, right? A new bull cycle. So this is something that we have on the Arweave price set. It looks like the price is now already set up for the next bull market, and we've already had the lowest point on the price set. So in my own opinion, I think these are really the last moments to accumulate Arweave before we head even higher. Now, if you'd ask me for price targets when it comes to this structure, I'd go ahead and show you like what the market has done before, right? So this is, for example, the Cardano price set. Look at this wake of accumulation pattern that we've just been discussing, and it was this wake of accumulation pattern that managed to send the Cardano price set to a new all-time high. So just looking at it like that is already a good sign, because setting a new all-time high on the Arweave price set would be amazing in my own opinion. Ethereum had the same structure really. At the very bottom you can see that your preliminary support is here, your selling climax, your auto rally, your creek, and then your spring, eventually setting a new all-time here. We can also see the same thing actually on the Bitcoin price. And now this is a different wake of accumulation pattern because this one didn't set a new low with the spring, but basically the idea is the same. Your preliminary support here, your selling climax, your auto rally, secondary test in phase B, your creek, eventually heading into your spring moment before you go for another all-time high. So there is a huge opportunity that the Arweave price set will set a new all-time high here. So the new all-time high would be something that is above like $87, $88. Let's just say $90. And from where we are sitting was around $5 to 90 something or 100. Let's say that's almost a 20x. This is really, really amazing. This is at the very minimum in my own opinion. According to the structures that I've seen Cardano, Ethereum go ahead and stage to something like the 4.236 Fib adjustment level. Actually, the 3.618 Fib adjustment level was the highest that I saw. So that for this Arweave price, it would be something like, $320. I mean, this is really, really amazing. But this is just a rough estimate without getting into much detail. If you want a more detailed video, I actually made a video on my exit plan on the Arweave price set. So yeah, this is pretty much that I had today. Obviously, none of what I say is financial advice, but if you like the content, don't forget to delicately tap the like button, share the video with your friends and family, and if you could, please subscribe to the channel. See you on the next one. Take care. Bye.